Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is a bit of a chit chat because you've seen the title. I thought I would just sit very casually on my lounge and have a chat to you guys. Should probably get a glass of wine. So guys, I think I've been scammed. This all happened about a month ago when I was on the hunt for a good Instagram supplier of replica bags. Now, I will have to be upfront and say that this was bound to happen. I feel like this was bound to happen because I buy a lot of bags and because I'm testing out a lot of new platforms that I'm obviously going to come across someone who's a scammer. Okay, so how did this happen? About a month ago, I was on the hunt for an Instagram seller, and I was doing a lot of research. I was looking at a lot of accounts. I was, basically trying to find a supplier that had great products, that wasn't too expensive, and the quality was really high. And I came across a seller, which I will put on screen. The account has now disappeared, which is a big reason why I think I've been scammed. Let's go back and I'll tell you the story. So 4 weeks ago, I found this account. I started liaising with this seller for about 2 or 3 days. And I said, do you have this color in this bag? And then they showed me photos and said, like this. And I said, yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And then I said, do you have this type of hardware? And they're like, you mean like this? And I said, yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So they had everything I was looking for regarding products, and they had a really great Instagram page. They had 100 followers or so, so they didn't have a huge amount of followers. But I find that a lot of people, a lot of accounts that sell things don't have a lot of followers. So I didn't really think that that was an alarm bell or anything to be cautious of. I've kind of been blocking this out of my mind because I couldn't fathom the thought that I'd been scammed. And I thought, no, the bag will come, it'll be fine. And it's been 3 weeks, the bag hasn't come. It's now been 4 weeks, the bag hasn't come. Now, it could still arrive, okay? And if it does, I probably won't be posting this video, but if this video is live, it means that the bag never arrived and I've been scammed. So they said yes to everything that I was wanting. They showed me pictures to confirm that they knew what I wanted and what I was talking about. And then they gave me the prices. The prices varied depending on the items, but they were that little bit cheaper than everybody else. And that's one thing that I kind of realized, wait a minute, I didn't think, is it too good to be true? And I thought, is it too good to be true? I mean, if it isn't too good to be true, I should snap it up now. It's a great price, blah, blah, blah. And so I basically said, okay, how do you want me to pay? And they said, TransferWise. I said, okay. Now, I have used TransferWise before to buy bags, to buy replica bags. As you guys know, payments can be really tricky with replica bag suppliers. So I didn't really think anything of it because I've paid using TransferWise before and I've received amazing bags. So I paid, and then after I said, will you send me some photos? And they said, yeah, we'll send you some shipping photos. And 3 days later, I didn't get any photos, and I thought to myself, that's strange. Normally they would, within a day, they would send you shipping photos. So I went back and I asked them, how's it going? Has my bag left yet? Because they said all the right things. They said it's going to take 7 days to make, and because it needs to be custom made, because the bag I'm getting was custom made, which that's for another video. So it was a particular type of bag that had to be custom made. So I asked for the shipment photos, and they said, oh, yep, I'll try and get them from my factory, from the supplier. And so I waited and waited, and I never got these photos. And I replied back again after a couple of days and said, hey, just want to know what's going on. Do you still have? And he goes, yep, yeah, there's been delays. We had to stop because of something. There was an excuse that I think customs or something had stopped their shipment of bags, and now they're on their way. So there was a little bit of a delay, but it's coming. And I said, okay, well, that's promising. And I thought, oh, phew, haven't been scammed. And then 4 weeks pass. I go online to just contact them again, and it says this account no longer exists. And I thought to myself, you idiot, Naomi. You've given your money to some random person that you don't even know, who could have ripped off any image off the internet to show you what you needed to see. And you didn't get shipment photos. You didn't get an email address from them. You didn't get anything from them that you could find to help you find them. And all you did was give them money through TransferWise, which I don't know about you, but I don't know how to track payments. It's not like PayPal, where there's a bit of a seller buyer protection, you know, where you could get your money back. PayPal can just take the money from the seller, give it back to you. You know, there's that protection there with PayPal. With TransferWise, there isn't really anything. So yeah, that was a bit of an eye-opening moment. And as soon as I saw that their account was no longer existed, I thought, great, they've left and they're running away with my money. So I'm kind of 99% certain that I've been scammed and I'm not going to get that money back. And to be honest, it was stupid me. I'm usually so diligent and I'm usually so careful, but because of the type of bag that I was purchasing, I knew that they were really hard to come by, and I just let the hype get the better of me, and I wasn't thinking straight, you know. I also wanted to try an Instagram seller. You know, I've been looking for one, and I have found a great one. If you guys haven't seen my little Chanel flap pearl bag video, go and watch that, because I bought that from my very first Instagram supplier, I should say. That didn't scam me. And that bag is amazing, and I would definitely buy more from that seller. I thought that was absolutely perfect, that bag. I will leave links to that video in this video somewhere. So guys, I guess I don't even know if there's a lesson here, because they said all the right things. They said all the things that a seller would say. You know, once the payment goes through, we'll do shipment photos, we'll send you shipment photos, then you'll know when the bag is arriving, then you'll get a notification, blah, blah, blah. I didn't get any of that, any of the notifications, but I got the words beforehand, you know, so this is the lesson. The other thing was that their Instagram account was so good. Like, the images were great, the tags were great, the descriptions were really good, like everything, all the boxes were ticked. And so much so that I actually recommended, not a friend, but I pointed another seller in the direction of their account, to give them an example of what a great account looks like. You know, so they nailed how to make an account look trustworthy. I don't know if the images were theirs. Who would know? You know, who even knows now if people's images that they use in their Instagram are theirs, unless they're physically in them. But of products, you know, all the images looked similar as well. So they were taken in the same studio by the same person. They were edited the same. So all these things that I look for in a good Instagram account, like when you want to see credibility to buy from, they had all these. The only thing they didn't have was a lot of followers. And I don't know if that's make or break, because the Instagram seller that I found later on, that's great, doesn't have a lot of followers either. She actually has a similar amount of followers to the scammers, you know. So really, really hard to tell. Also, if you guys are really cautious about this, I wouldn't be buying from an Instagram account. If you guys are worried about being scammed, don't buy from one that you don't know of, or that hasn't been recommended to you, because they can really only scam you once. You know, you're not going to get scammed again. So, because you're not going to pay twice, you know. And lucky, I normally buy groups of bags. You know, I normally, when I see 5 bags that I love, I might buy 4 of those 5 bags in one go to save me the trouble and the wait time. And I'm so glad I didn't do that this time. I'm so glad I thought to myself, okay, I'm just going to buy, I actually bought 2 items, stupidly. I bought a pair of sunglasses as well because I fell in love with them. And that cost me an extra $100, which was annoying. So yeah, I mean, if I could do it again, I don't know if I would know next time. The way to be really sure is to pay by PayPal, but a lot of sellers don't do that, don't offer that service because then they can't. Maybe PayPal's not available in their country, or they've had issues with it in the past. I know that when you sell replica bags, you tend to have issues with places like PayPal. So yeah, and the other thing is, maybe another way to avoid being scammed is to purchase through a website, because usually you have to go through quite a few hoops to purchase through a website, and you have to build a site that, you know, has heaps of photos, has, you know, looks really credible, has payment types, payment methods. Like, there's a lot to it. And even though if there was issues with scamming, or if they wanted to like close that website down and open up another website, they've still built the website in the background. You know, just because they're not linked to that domain, they can link to a different domain. So don't think that they have to rebuild the site all over again. They don't. They only have to do that once. But building a website is a lot of work. It's kind of not really worth a one-off scam, you know, to scam a bunch of people and then close the site, link it to another site, change the logos, and then do it all again. So you're better off like selling bags, you know, for real, which is why it's less likely that you would be scammed from a site. But also making sure that you're doing your research and you're finding other people that have purchased from this site, whether it be myself, whether it be anyone else on YouTube. And if you can find reviews from real people that can give you that verification that they are legitimate, then that's also great. This was just a really unfortunate circumstance for me, because I was looking for Instagram accounts and I just thought there were good and bad Instagram accounts. I didn't think that there would be a scamming one. It's different being scammed by Wish. You know, you're buying a product and it comes and it's not great. That's different because you're actually getting something. It's different to someone saying they're going to give you a bag or custom make one or whatever I was doing, and then nothing arrives. And then they can't be contacted and they've disappeared off the face of the earth. So this was a little bit of a hard video for me to film, because even though I really wanted to share this experience with you guys, because I know that a lot of you guys are scared of being scammed by these people or by different sellers, or, you know, you're wondering if the bag you ordered is going to be the same or is it going to be completely different. I think this is on a whole other level where someone just runs with your money and you could have just thrown it up in the air and that's it. Look, in the scheme of things, you know, I did lose a little bit of money, but I had to test it out and see. So now I'm going to be way more cautious with Instagram accounts because of this reason, because they can so easily scam you. Whereas a website, I think it's a little bit harder. It's not impossible to scam you through a website, but it's a little bit harder. I know that in Australia, if I had issues. If I was selling something on a website with an Australian domain, you have to be a registered business to be able to get an Australian domain, and a domain address, I should say. And if I was doing anything dodgy in the background, if I was not giving people product that I was promising or anything like that, the authorities would be onto me, and I wouldn't be able to buy another domain or an Australian domain, or maybe even practice, in business as an Australian business, because there would be red marks against my name all over the place. So there's a lot of things protecting buyers here in Australia, but overseas I think is a little bit different. And when you're talking about the World Wide Web, where you could be anyone, anywhere, in any part of the world, at the end of the day, I know that there are people out there that are not that honest, and it's sad, but that is a reality. And that is because we live in different societies. We are not all brought up the same. Some of us are brought up really poor, others are brought up really rich, others transition from poor to rich or from rich to poor, and it changes the way we are, because of my background and the fact that, on my mother's side, my mother is Thai, and so I am half Thai. I have been over to a very poor country, and I have visited and pretty much lived in a very poor country for various times in my life, at various times in my life. And I know that people do these things, and they scam people, and they cheat, and they steal, and all that stuff, because they're desperate, because they are not as fortunate as you or I, where we can buy luxury bags, or in this case, replica luxury bags. A lot of these people are flat out just putting food on the table. So if they can scam people or cheat or steal to feed their family, then they'll do that, because that takes priority, right? Feeding your family takes priority. So, from that point of view, I get it. I just think that there are better ways to go about it than to scam people. I don't know. I've got that 1% hope that my bag is going to come, but we'll see. So guys, I really hope you guys play it safe out there on the internet and be really cautious. I'm glad you guys are taking my recommendations when I send you to a seller. I'm always looking for different sellers on different platforms, just so that I can get a good scope of different types of replicas. Anyway, I really hope my bag comes, guys. I really hope my bag comes, but it's not looking hopeful. So in the next week or two, I will continue my hunt for this very special custom bag, and I have found another supplier. I just need to make sure that this previous bag is not going to arrive, so I don't have a double. But yes, stay tuned guys. I hope to keep you updated with some more great sellers and maybe some more mishaps. We will see. Thanks guys, and I will see you in my next video.